Now, I think I should start by stating that I play an absolute shit ton of games. I'm not one of these people who just stick to one game. Like, I know a lot of people would play League of Legends or Overwatch religiously, and that's all they play. That's not me. At the minute, I'm playing Monster Hunter World. Next week, I'm going to be playing Metal Gear Solid. Next month, I'm going to be playing Far Cry, and then Sea of Thieves, and it's just going to go on and on and on. So I never really have time to get majorly attached to a game. And that's just how I like to play. So in the case of Call of Duty World War II, don't for any minute think that I'm some kind of super fan or justifying all of its problems or anything like that. I don't hate the game either. This is just my thoughts on the problem with Call of Duty World War II. Well, we might as well do this straight out of the gate. The problem with Call of Duty World War II is that that game is just, well, rather the franchise is popular to hate. There's nothing particularly wrong with the game itself. Yes, some people may not exactly gel with the World War II theme or something like that, but as far as I'm considered, that's the best Call of Duty game we've had in years. And we get them every year, so it's pretty easy to judge. But honestly, the gameplay is fun. The multiplayer has actually made me want to play it again after so long. And the other elements like the campaign and the zombies, they're just as good as other Call of Duty games. In fact, the zombies I think are a bit better, and the campaign was fun. I really do enjoy going back to World War II because some of those battles are really iconic, and it's really nice just to get to kind of play through them. Now, I'd never exactly describe it as art or something like that. Call of Duty games are not art. That's like saying a Marvel movie is an art film. It's really not. Now, these games, they're just average. That's exactly what they are. The purpose of the Call of Duty brand, it's not someone's grand vision of Call of Duty and what they want it to be. It's to make money. And you can't fault them for that. At the end of the day, what we want from Call of Duty is something that's fun, something that's engaging, and something that you can carry on playing. That third one is something that really doesn't matter to me because I'll play it for like a month or so and then stop playing. But the fun and engaging part, that is incredibly important. And I think Call of Duty pretty much always delivers on that. The last few games have been a bit dodgy. I really liked Advanced Warfare. Infinite Warfare was hit and miss. I enjoyed the campaign, but I really didn't care for the multiplayer. And before that, the Black Ops games were really good. And I haven't really played a Call of Duty game as much as Modern Warfare 2 ever. I think that's probably one of the games that I played more than any other multiplayer game around, because when I was playing that, I was younger and I had a big group of friends to play with, so it was really, really great. But since then, the multiplayer in Call of Duty I've kind of definitely fallen off of. The zombies I've always played, the campaign I've always played, and when it comes to multiplayer, yeah, I'll just pass on that. But one of the things Call of Duty World War II did was make War Mode, and War Mode is brilliant. It's exactly what I would want from a Call of Duty game, and people that just kind of overpass it or don't even try it out, they're missing out on a major part of this game. There was some really big controversy when the DLC packs were announced because they were saying, oh, we're a map short. Why are we a map short? I'm like, you're not. You're getting a new map for war. And in fact, I was a bit bugged in the opposite direction because I wanted more than just one war map. I'm really disappointed at how little war maps there are because that is the standout of the multiplayer. And I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with that, and probably a lot of people aren't going to agree with this video. But I think the major problem with Call of Duty World War II is the fans. And I hate fandoms, and I hate all of you. No, I am absolutely joking. I don't hate all of you. You guys are the best, of course, but I do genuinely hate fandoms. And I think especially when it becomes popular to hate something, it's just ridiculous. And I see so many videos about Call of Duty World War II getting insane amounts of views just because they're titled something like this video, hence why this video is titled The Problem with Call of Duty World War II. A friend of mine, Captain Excellent, he does similar videos, he does Easter eggs and all that kind of stuff. He did a video about why Call of Duty World War II is lazy, and his points, they are very valid. He shows all these repeated character models and all this kind of stuff. That video absolutely blew up, and it's because it's popular to hate on Call of Duty. And I understand why that is totally deserved. A lot of the time, like the last few games, they haven't been good, and because it is a yearly franchise, it's easy to just point and poke and prod at it. But I wonder if people just expect too much. Now, I'm not saying that I'm defending the developers. I'm not defending the developers. I would be happy if Call of Duty took breaks like Assassin's Creed did. The new Assassin's Creed, I absolutely love that game, and they took ages to make it. And a Call of Duty that had some real love and care and attention, it doesn't need to be a yearly franchise. Why? And yeah, it doesn't really bother me anyway. I don't even play Call of Duty World War II anymore. I think it's actually quite curious how it works, how the fan base turns against the game, but at the same time, they're the fan base. So as soon as the next Call of Duty game comes out, oh, they're all going to just buy it again. Of course they are. And then a month down the line, after they get over the initial, ooh, I love Call of Duty, they're going to go back to hating on it. And whatever the next game is, they'll hate that. And the next game after that, they'll hate that. Even if it's one of the best Call of Duty games ever made, they will hate it. If they make a game as good as Modern Warfare 2 again, they will find a way to hate it. And I mean, I'm by far saying that Call of Duty World War 2 is a perfect game, because it's not. And I mean, sometimes you just have to take a game for what it is. And that's what I kind of do with Call of Duty, because I'm not going to expect any kind of Shadow of the Colossus or Monster Hunter World, which are incredible games, but why would you expect that from Call of Duty? They're not games about looking at every tiny detail, they're games about running around and shooting other people in the face. I mean, you have to have a bit of perspective on it sometimes. One of the reasons that I really love War Mode is because I am more so a Battlefield fan than a Call of Duty fan. I love Battlefield, I love the attention to detail, I love the destructible environments, the kind of the way the game actually works when you're playing in multiplayer, and that's kind of what War Mode actually brought to it. It was a more team-focused, objective-based combat, and I really, really loved that. And one of the weird things about Battlefield is because of how detailed it is, it's kind of, I expect more from a Battlefield game than I would a Call of Duty. Call of Duty has always felt like you're running around a plastic village, and it always has. Like, you can't destroy anything, it's not really an interactable world. It's more like going and doing paintballing. That's what Call of Duty is. Call of Duty is paintballing, where you can shoot whatever you want and it just doesn't matter. Battlefield, on the other hand, has effect on the environment. You can shoot an RPG and destroy a wall, or if you throw a grenade, it's going to make a big hole in the floor, whereas in Call of Duty, you're just going to have a little black bit on the ground, and that's all it's ever been. So I'm not going to expect anything more from that, because where Call of Duty shines is in running, gunning, multiplayer, and all that kind of stuff. And that's never been my favourite bit. Mine's always been the zombies, and occasionally the campaigns are pretty good. I mean, I did quite enjoy the World War II campaign, but the zombies has always been what I really, really enjoy. And now it's War Mode. So I think when you look at games like Call of Duty, you just have to put them into perspective. You wouldn't look at a film like Ant-Man the same as you look at Blade Runner 2049, because they're not the same, and putting them on the same level is just a bit silly. And yes, you may pay the exact same to go and see them in the cinema. I always do a lot of like movie references, I guess it's because I like talking about movies, but it's the same with games. Two games can be the same amount and they're not going to be the same thing. And maybe you want it because they're in the same genre, they're going to be the exact same type of thing, but people are after different things. People play Call of Duty because they like to run, gun, shoot people, and it's just fast-paced action. People like Battlefield because it's massive scaled, you can do so much, there's so much detail, and it's just a lot more fun. I'm sorry. I'm a Battlefield fan, what can I say? So yeah, I've gone off on many a tangent, and the whole point of this video is to say I hate Call of Duty fans, which means I hate most of you. And I hate myself because I am a Call of Duty fan. Spread the hate, people.
His name is Luke and he's more than your average gamer. No ordinary let's player. Know about Easter eggs much better. Da 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 da. His name is Luke, aka the Royal Gorilla. Even bigger than the giant Godzilla. Follow him in every game he goes. Da da da.